What's up guys, welcome to another video. Today I would like to talk about couch multiplayer or split screen multiplayer or whatever you want to call it. I'm pretty sure everybody knows that couch multiplayer is much more popular on consoles since it's a lot easier to make compared to PCs and more popular. However, from the beginning of the 7th generation of consoles, couch multiplayer has started to die. In fact, starting with the PlayStation 4, couch multiplayer has decreased. It became only 4. Well, it's understandable because it's not popular, but it's a sign that it's dying. However, there are still a lot of great couch multiplayer games that you could play. Let's talk about them, and I'll show you some which are either popular or hidden gems. Crash Bandicoot 4 is a classic platform game. It's really fun and it's incredibly hard. It's a nice return to the series after so long, about 12 years. But it actually has multiplayer. If you remember the original Super Mario Bros., you understand how multiplayer works there. Everybody plays and takes turn. Mario dies, so the other player as Luigi plays. A multiplayer in Crash Bandicoot 4 It's About Time is a very similar concept, but even better. While for starters, you only need one controller. You don't need to have 4 controllers, only one. You can play up to 4 players this time, and it has its own rules where you can make like a speedrun or amount of craze and less deaths and so on. I wouldn't call this the best, but it's honestly a nice addition. It's really fun, like brings a lot of creativity for others to play, and honestly I think many games should do this. Rayman Legends is a 2D platform game. It's an amazing platform with amazing graphics. There's lots of content to do, whether it's from the game itself or the remastered levels from Origin. There's really a lot of stuff here to do. And what's best about it is that you can play this game offline at any time. Up to 4 players can join in, and there's tons of characters to choose from. You can play the games together, and what's best about it is it has a special soccer mode or football mode where you can play against each other. An incredibly fun game that's worth checking out. Originally an indie game that was supported by Microsoft to become timed exclusive to Microsoft consoles and PCs, Cuphead is an indie run-and-gun game inspired by the 1930s cartoons. It makes you feel like you're actually watching these cartoons and copies them really directly well. It has a lot of great features. It has a lot of bosses too. The gameplay is incredibly long, like 8 hours. While this may not seem long for many, but run-and-gun games are usually about an hour maximum, but this one is actually different. So without the DLC it's 8 hours, which is incredibly long. This game doesn't have online multiplayer like Crash Bandicoot 4, and also this game is incredibly hard like Crash Bandicoot 4, but however, this game supports cooperative instead of competitive. You can drop in and out anytime with a friend as long as you connect the controller, and while granted that the game is incredibly hard, however, it is incredibly fun, and thanks to co-op, it will be a lot easier than you expect. We cannot have a list of best couch multiplayer games without a fighting game, can we? Tekken 7 is an amazing game, give it a try. Unfortunately, when it comes to the offline content, it's very lacking, and many of which are DLC sadly. However, one of the DLC is Tekken Ultimate Bowl Mode. It's not really fun when you're playing it alone, but if you have a friend, Tekken Bowl Mode is really incredible. Unfortunately, you need to spend a lot of money for it, but nevertheless, it can be really fun. Even if you're not really into bowling, it's a fighting game nevertheless, so it's really worth it. The recently released Multiverses, it's a crossover between tons of characters from many media, whether it's games, cartoons, TV shows, comics, you name it. It's obviously a Smash clone. However, here's the thing, this one is free to play. Anybody can grab it and play anytime, and while it does have DLC, the game is free to play and has lots of content to do. I'm not really a fan of Smash or the kind of gameplay that Smash has, but it's worth checking out at least. I mean, it's free to play, has offline multiplayer no doubt, and on top of that, it would be nice to see someone like Shaggy fight Batman, don't you think? Wipeout Omega Collection is a very underrated racing game, while the entire franchise is actually very underrated. It's an arcade racing where you play with ships instead of cars. Basically, your racing is the future. The futuristic tracks and races are pretty amazing. Think of it like F-Zero, but better. But Wipeout Omega Collection basically is a collection of almost every content from the past games and added together. It's a great game. Like, there's so many stuff to do. You could race, you could battle. If you want a unique racing game, then Wipeout Omega Collection is for you. And the multiplayer is amazing, of course. Not only does it have offline, but also have online as well. It's really worth checking out. Do you like beat-em-up games? Do you like RPG games? Then how about both? Yeah, that's right. Dragon's Crown is an RPG beat-em-up game. It actually mixes beat-em-up and RPG well. It has lots of stuff to do. You get to choose from 6 different characters, each with their own stats and skills. You get to crawl, you get to fight in dungeons, fight enemies, monsters, demons, and so many more. It has a lot of content. You can play the story, you can play challenges, explore dungeons, and you can play the battle arena. The battle arena is like a fighting game. Up to 4 players can play the game. Yes, that's right. It has competitive and cooperative multiplayer. You can either join your friends in multiplayer and explore the story together, or you can play the battle arena against each other. It's honestly a wonderful game with amazing animation. There's lots of stuff to do, and the best part is not only does it have offline, but also has online as well, and cross-play between the PlayStation 3 and PlayStation 4 and PlayStation Vita. If you have a friend, then play this game together. Trust me, you will not regret it. I think everybody knows Minecraft at this point, but just to let you know, it's an open world sandbox game where you can create anything you want, and I mean literally anything. It has a lot of content and a lot of amazing stuff. There's so much to do in Minecraft that I think everybody knows at this point. Maybe one day I'll make a video about it. In the meantime, what about the multiplayer? Up to 4 players can play the multiplayer together offline. You can do a lot of stuff, like you can build together, you can raid each other's players. There's so much to do, like players versus player combat. There's really a lot. Give it a try on consoles if you haven't tried. And also, it has online. I'm pretty sure everybody knows it at this point. Rocket League is actually a very unique take on soccer or football. Well, it's actually a unique take on many sports. Instead of playing like the usual games like with cars, instead of playing with layers and realistic ways, you play with RC cars. It's an incredibly fun game. There's so many stuff to do, like you can play alone, you can play competitively, and the best part about this is that it's now free to play. All the DLC is free, you can only pay if you want to unlock something, but even though it's free to play, it actually has couch multiplayer, something rare in many free to play games. There's really a lot of stuff to do here. You're about to have a great time, and if you're not really into multiplayer with someone, you can play it offline, you can play it online, or with someone, or you can play it alone. The only problem is that you need an Epic Games account even on consoles, but it's on consoles for free, so it's worth checking out. And now I would like to make an honorable mention to a franchise, Lego game. Lego games are incredibly fun. While granted that they're usually the same with very little difference and usually reskins, but the Lego games are well known for being great movie-based games, lots of content to do, and great multiplayer. I'm pretty sure you at least tried one Lego game at this point, and if you haven't, give it a try. It has a great couch multiplayer. Any of them will do really. It all depends on what kind of Lego game you want to try. And now my favorite game here on this list, Crash Team Racing Nitro Fueled. It's a remake of the original game that was released 20 years ago. The original is still fun, but the remake is way much better. Not only is it a remake of the first game, but it also remade the levels of Nitro Kart, as well as adding extra levels, extra modes, and a lot of characters. Perhaps it is the racing game with the most amount of characters so far. When it comes to multiplayer, there's so much to do. You can either race competitively, you can either race with someone or alone, and you can play battle mode against each other or competitively or with each other, you name it. There's really a lot of stuff to do in this game. It is a very popular racing game and very popular among many people, even girls. The soundtrack alone is worth it. Give it a try if you can. You won't regret. And with that, these are some 10 wonderful games that you can play in couch multiplayer with a friend. They are really amazing. You should go check them out if you can. If this video proves popular, maybe I'll make another one. Yes, they're not just the only 10 games here. There's really way more than you think. And I'll help you see them all. Couch multiplayer heavy declining, but it's not dead. And I'll show you guys a lot of amazing games to play them. Thank you guys for watching my video. I really hope you enjoyed it. And if you do, please like and subscribe. And I'll see you guys next time for more.